Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the star of the new NBC show, Snip, Mr. David Brenner.
Neil Sedaka.
David Brenner.
Neil Sedaka.
David Brenner.
Who'd have thought it? I'm doing the Neil Sedaka special.
David, it's not such a big deal. I'm doing it too.
Neil, when I was a kid dating in Philadelphia, if I told Shirley Kashofsky I'd be working with Neil Sedaka, do you know what it would have meant?
Tell me.
4, 5 hickeys. Minimum of 2.
I always try to write at least a 2-hickey song.
You know, not only is your music great, but also the words written by yourself and by Howie Greenfield and Phil Cody and your greatest collaborator.
Pray tell, who is my greatest collaborator?
Neil, all my life, I have prayed for the day when you would put music to my words.
I didn't know you wrote songs.
Huh.
I got a tune for you.
Yeah?
What do you think?
I have one word to say to you. Bernice.
Bernice?
Bernice. Remember that. It's your next hit. Now dig this. I kill for you, Bernice. Cause our love's so heavy. I kill for you, Bernice. But I won't give up my Chevy. Catchy, huh?
Well, I was looking for something a little bit more serious.
Okay, okay. You want serious?
Serious.
This is deep. You can cheat on the English test because you're not very smart. But baby, if you cheat on me, I'll rip your brains apart.
A lovely sentiment, but a little bit too serious.
I get it. In other words, the first one on the serious scale was about a 1. And this one was about a 10.
Right. You got a 5?
Here's a 5. It's got everything, except the last line. Maybe you can help me out with it.
I'll try.
Don't tell me that you love me. It doesn't matter now. I swear by stars above me.
'Cause breaking up is hard to do.
Huh? That doesn't rhyme.
Don't knock it, it works. I know it works.
Maybe I should have done the John Denver special. You know, actually, I'm really a big fan of Neil Sedaka because I had an early experience involved with Neil Sedaka. I am from Philadelphia, and I used to dance to his music on the Dick Clark American Bandstand show. You'll remember that. Shaboom, shaboom, rat-a-tat-a-tat-tat. I don't like the record. I like the dance to it. I'll give it a 92. My favorite part's when the kids line up at the microphone to introduce themselves. Tony Lamorgia, 14, South Philadelphia High. Bunny Bucci, 13, South Philadelphia High. Tata Tuccio, 37, South Philadelphia High. And Dick Clark had the easiest job in America. Wasn't the brightest job, but the easiest. All he did 5 days a week is, what do you give the record, Mary Margaret? 34. Mary Ellen, what do you give that record? 34. Tony, what do you give that record? 34. Okay, we'll figure out the average right after this commercial. And I used to go there, well, I went there mainly to meet girls because I wasn't very popular with the girls when I was growing up. You know, I didn't look anything like I do now. Actually, I didn't look anything like, no one believes this, but when I was a kid growing up, I looked entirely different. I mean that. Really, when I was a kid, I was very tall, skinny, and I had a big nose. You see my nose? Do you know when I was a little boy, I thought it was going to be an arm? I saw the elbow coming. I was waiting for little fingers. But actually, it's because of my arm that I became popular with the girls, because I won a Halloween costume party contest, and it was because of my nose. I went to this party, and I was really after the sweetheart, my first girlfriend, Miracle Marcia. I was really... She was a real girl. She got that name because somehow a miracle happened to her. Between the grades in the summer vacation, between 6A and 6B, Marcia went from a 6A to a 36B. And all the girls were jealous, especially Tissue Toby. She was a real girl. She got her nickname because she was always stuffing Kleenex tissues in her sweaters. So the only fellas that took her out were the ones with the bad colds. First prize for my costume. What I did is I put on a black cape, see? And I combed my hair straight back. Now, can you see my profile? I combed my hair straight back, and I went as a 1956 Pontiac. I don't mind having a big nose. You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for short people. I do. It must be frightening to wake up in the morning and see your feet right here. But nowadays, no one's short with those platform shoes. I don't like those platform shoes. Girls are wearing, you see the way they're walking in those shoes? It's terrible. You take out a girl, she's beautiful, tall, 5'10". You get married, you get in bed, she's 2'6". You gotta look under the pillow. Where are you? I know you're here. Your shoes. And it isn't only girls, men. It's ego. That's what it is. Men do the same thing. You see the latest thing they have for bull-headed men? Bull-headed women. No. The latest thing for bull-headed men, the transplant, they sew the hair into your head. Yeah, can you imagine you're out on a date, you think you're real cool, you got a thread hanging? And she wants to be polite. Here, honey, I'll get it. I mean, back when Neil Sedaka was popular, girls asked important questions when he was making that first round hits and everything. Girls asked you things like, what kind of car do you have? Is there a radio in the car? That's why. And used to get in the car. I remember this is true. We'd sit there, play, and Neil Sedaka would be on the radio. That was the set, the mood. That was great. And you put your arm, you ever have this experience? Terrible. You put your arm around the girl. Everything's so romantic. It's dark outside the car. Neil Sedaka music playing. You take a deep breath, and there's a whistle in your nose. Didn't you ever have all of a sudden you hear... With my nose, dogs came from hundreds of miles. And the worst thing was, and girls in cars, they were big in the 50s, girls in cars. The worst thing was that when a man is in a car driving next to a woman, do you ever notice the male ego? He'll never admit that he's lost. A man will never admit that. Who's lost? What lost? What do you give me lost? I know exactly where we are. We're west of the Mississippi. I was the same way. Anything I did, I made believe it was part of my plan. I could drive off a cliff. It's okay. I know where we're going. As soon as we crash, I make a left. Stop crying. It hasn't changed that much. It's always been that way. I remember as a teenager, take a girl home. I don't know how girls put up with fellas. I really don't. Fellas will not accept no for an answer. You know that. They take you home. They just will not take no. You could be the greatest girl in the world. You can make the greatest excuses. Look, I'd love to invite you in. I had a wonderful night. You're the greatest person in the world. I can't invite you in. You can see my family's on fire. I want to go in. I want to put them out. I got to get them in 2 hours. I'm having my appendix out. Really. Please call me. Thank you for the greatest night of my life. Thank you so much. Good night. Please call. Thank you. Boom. The man. What do you mean, good night? I spent $35. Open the door. Let me look at something. Look, I'll tell you what. Let me feel something. Give me back $5. I'll never call you again. I swear, I'll never call you.